There will come a moment in your life when the noise fades, the excuses fall silent, and all that remains is you, face to face with the truth. The truth that your life, every inch of it, is the sum of the decisions you've made. Not fate, not luck, not circumstance, choice. And here's the hardest truth of all, you are only ever one decision away from an entirely different life. Not 100 steps, not a 5-year plan, one choice, one act of courage, one commitment that cuts through the fog and says, this ends with me. There's power in that. The kind of power most people will never touch, because they're too busy blaming, waiting, doubting. They trade their power for comfort and pay for it with regret. But you are not here to live small. You are not here to repeat the patterns of the past. You are here to rise, to choose, to become. Because buried deep inside you is a voice that refuses to die. The voice that says, there's more for me than this. It's the same voice that spoke to Lincoln when he faced defeat after defeat and still stood up again. The same voice Edison heard when he failed 10,000 times and still whispered, I am not done. The same voice that told Disney, after being told he had no imagination, build the empire anyway. That voice? It's not just ambition, it's not just desire, it's destiny, knocking. And every moment you hesitate, every time you wait for perfect timing or permission, you starve that voice. But one decision, one bold, unshakable decision, can wake it all up. So let's talk about the first battlefield, your mind. Because that's where it all begins. Not out there, not in the market, not in your bank account. In here, your thoughts, your beliefs, your standards. Nothing changes until the mind changes. That's the secret the greats knew. Carnegie didn't build an empire from steel, he built it from belief. A vision so clear in his mind that the world had no choice but to catch up. Your reality is just a reflection of your inner world. If your mind is clouded by fear, doubt, laziness, your life will mirror it. But if your mind is forged in fire, discipline, clarity, vision, your life will rise to match it. This is where most people fail. They try to change their lives without changing their thinking. They chase goals with a poverty mindset. They want success, but they speak the language of limitation. You cannot plant seeds of greatness in a soil poisoned by self-doubt. You must declare war on every thought that says you're not enough. Because that voice, that whisper of doubt, is not yours. It's inherited, conditioned, programmed, passed down from those who gave up on their own dreams. Burn it, replace it, and write your own truth. Say it with me. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Now listen, belief is not some fluffy idea. It is the foundation, the engine, the root of all change. Belief is what turned a rail splitter from Kentucky into one of the greatest leaders in history. Belief is what let Helen Keller, born blind and deaf, become a beacon of possibility for millions. Belief is what made Ford say, I will build a car for the multitudes, when the world said it couldn't be done. So let me ask you, what do you believe about yourself when no one's watching? Because that belief is the ceiling of your life. If you believe you're average, you will act average. If you believe you're destined, you will become it. And belief is a decision, not a feeling, not a mood, not something you wait to feel confident about. You decide to believe. You choose to back yourself, even when the evidence isn't there yet, especially when it's not. This is where clarity comes in. You can't hit a target you can't see. You can't live on fire if your vision is fogged, so stop drifting, get clear. Who are you becoming? What do you really want? Not what you're told to want, not what's safe, not what's realistic. Burn the mask, burn the script they gave you. Your life is not a performance for others. It's a battle to reclaim your soul. So draw the line, define the mission, say it loud. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is where I'm going. The world steps aside for the man who knows where he is going. The universe bends for the one who walks with purpose. Purpose is not something you find, it's something you decide. Too many people wait for passion, wait for motivation, wait for a sign. Here's the truth. Discipline comes before passion. Purpose is born in struggle. And clarity is forged in decision. Make the decision, and purpose will follow. That decision, it's a line in the sand. It's the moment you stop negotiating with mediocrity. You stop asking, "How do I feel today?" and start declaring, "This is who I am, no matter how I feel." You stop quitting when it gets hard and start thriving because it gets hard. Discipline is your greatest ally. It is the bridge between desire and reality. Day C.